And we're back for our time-traveling superheroes. But this time they're not traveling in time. Instead, they're traveling in a horror movie! We're still kind of bummed out at the fact that we lost Firestorm. But, as we go into it, let's see how the season picks up.
Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing
Legends of Tomorrow, Season 3, Episode 10, Daddy Darkest. And now, it took a lot to get here, to be honest. We've been through time, through space, through all sorts of crazy hijinks, even the crossover last year. But overall, I've felt that each episode of the beginning of this season were a little on the weekend, so I wasn't reviewing them. I'm hoping now that we're back, we're going to start stronger episodes, and we're going to start it with Constantine. Now, because of the fact that we have lost Firestorm, I would really like to retire what I nicknamed the Firestorm Effect. However, I can't do that if they continue to write the stories as if that were the main problem. So we're going to have to wait and see if with Jefferson and Stein went the effect. For those of you that don't know, what I do here is I review stories, I come up with theories, I do reviews as stories come out, and Throwback Thursdays every Thursday. Every Sunday I do a theory video on why and how we tell stories. If that sounds interesting, click subscribe. I just hit 100 subscribers, and I'm about to give away an Amazon gift card for it. But okay, back to the show. And the fact is that Constantine showed up at the end of at the end of the mid-season break to say, hey, I need your help with a demon. And of course, that demon is Moloch. And that demon is what we've been facing since the beginning of the season. So now in a heart-wrenching episode, we have to deal with consequences of that. But alright, let's throw this up there, and then we'll get started.
So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time.
So the episode picks up pretty much where the mid-season left off, even though we're a month and a half into the season. And the legends themselves are pretty splintered. Rip is still being held by the Time Agency, Martin is still dead, and Jax is gone. So, what does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with a demon haunting that we need to handle. And it also leaves us with a Captain Cold that we've got back as a good guy, and Damien Dark's daughter is the main problem here. That's right. So, surprise, surprise, Damien Dark's daughter is who the demon is possessing. If you remember back on Arrow, Damien Dark had a whole family. Well, this is his daughter from that. I just assumed that the daughter that we saw, the time traveler, was not the same kid, but tricks on me. The team goes to the asylum, they insist on working with Constantine, and boom, what we have here is the exact moment that Mollis took over the daughter and allowed us to full circle back to how she then resurrected her father. Time travel's confusing. But Constantine is here to save her, and of course the problem is that she already hates the legends at some point in the future, so we already know how this is going to play out. Constantine has some really great scenes. I love the fact that they play at the fact that he can't smoke, even though they show other people smoking because, I don't know. I know that NBC had a rule against him smoking when he had his own series, and I also know that there were some issues with the smoking of pot in an episode of Legends earlier. Maybe that was actually last year, the first time young Martin showed up. I also know that this is not going to be the only appearance Constantine has, because they've brought the actor back to do an animated series on CW Seed, along with the Ray and Vixen and other shows that we've seen. So, you can also catch the original Constantine series on CW Seed. They keep advertising that as we go. The show was good. This one is not as good. I have to say I would much prefer seeing another season of Constantine than watching the legends run around and be treated like idiots every place they go. There were some really awesome moments in tonight's episode, though. Starting with the fact of Constantine flirting with everyone. And by the way, I loved the scene with him and Sarah in the laundry room. We're not really that messed up, are we? Oh, I hope we are. Yes, you're really that messed up. But Constantine himself really is a nut job. Yeah, he's really magic, but he's a nut job. And his whole thing is that he gets sent back in time to the 60s, and him, Citizen Cold, and Canary have to find their way back. They have to do so without using the time ship because they can't leave a message in a bottle, and of course, no one thinks to, I don't know, try to contact the time agency. Although that's another funny fact. The head of the current person we talked to at the time agency and Sarah have been flirting, and I loved Citizen Cold's whole, like, yeah, she's head down, eyes up, kind of throwing her hair back. That's totally flirting, just so you know. Is it just me, or has she become Captain Kirk somehow? But she also gets to be the hero of the episode in the same way, so, that's cool too. So, they do this thing where they tie the storyline going on in the present and the storyline going on in 69 together. And they do it in a great way for a time travel show. Well, a magical one anyway. By Mollusk existing outside of time, when Canary goes and lets herself be possessed to be a power source to fuel the spell, at the same time, Nora, back in our time period, is being possessed, so they can communicate. And it's kind of a cool concept, a great way of showcasing what it means to be possessed. Meanwhile, the other subplot has to do with the other totem bearer. Vixen has had to come to terms with the fact that her own granddaughter is the enemy, and she actually keeps being calling to her grandmother, just in her own language, and that's pretty heartfelt. In fact, that part was probably the strongest part of the whole episode. The whole thing about, I believe I have to help you, and I need him to do it. But of course, by the end of the episode, everything went Mollusk's way. Well, almost. He made one mistake. He identified a threat. You're one of the 6. I'm guessing there are 6 totem bearers. Hey, wait a minute. How do you spell Shazam again? Yeah, probably not. But the idea being that Isis and Vixen are the weapons that can be used against him. And just her touch burned Mollusk. However, I am going to say, they were in Flash territory again. In fact, they were at Jitters. So, maybe just gonna maybe say you have access to calling Star Labs. Vibe could have showed up. Flash could have showed up. Kid Flash. I know. Don't want to cross the shows that much, but just saying. Damien Dark got away because no one with powers was there to stop him. Because, yeah, Damien makes an appearance in order to recruit his daughter to resurrect him. Time travel. I also find it interesting that in the Constantine show, this scene happened. And that is the helmet of fate that Constantine had in that show. If we're considering that canon for now, does that mean that there's a possibility that since we already have a JSA, maybe we could see Dr. Fate? I don't know. Time travel may be too much to have magic too. By the end of the episode, though, we have one last big surprise. Rip Hunter has escaped, and now needs to be tracked down. I don't know what episode it's going to be, but sooner or later I've been told that Wally is going to come on and join the team. Now, I've been told that's end of this season, beginning of next, so we're going to have to wait and see that as well. All in all, I'm very surprised at the way Legends have gone so far, because when you really think about it, Mollusk is pretty powerful, and there's a lot going on that we really don't know. Legends is replacing Supergirl for a couple weeks, so I will watch it and do reviews each Monday. Let me know down below what you think, though. Was this episode as strong as some of the others? Were there things that annoyed you? Were there things that you loved? Most importantly, how do you feel about White Canary now having the potential to be a villain? I mean, she's probably my favorite character in the show, especially because how many characters can unnerve John Constantine? But overall, this fits in well still with the Brillantiverse, and I'm enjoying most of the Brillantiverse. Tomorrow is Black Lightning. I'll be reviewing that as well, probably Wednesday. But for now, leave a comment, and of course, like and share this video. And let me know what you're thinking. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. I've got a contest going on that's going to go up shortly that only subscribers can enter, where I'm giving away an Amazon gift card. But even if I wasn't, come on, join the community. Let's talk about all the fun we can have with superheroes and horror and sci-fi and just in general stories as we walk through the heart of the stories we tell. I hope you have a good night, and thanks for watching.